Hey, what's up, guys? Today we got another picks and predictions video. Tomorrow's another great slate of games. We got several rivalry games tomorrow. Another great day of basketball. It's officially March now, which is exciting. But let's jump into it. Guys, so the first game I want to talk about is a big one in the SEC. Alabama at Florida. You know, we just saw like about a week and a half ago a terrific matchup between these two teams. It went right down to the wire. Bama ended up pulling it out in overtime, but you know that was a game that Florida really should have won. I mean, they limited Alabama to only 25% from the floor or from the three. I mean, and to hold Bama to that low from three doesn't happen a lot. So it was a good opportunity for them to win. They kind of let that one slip through their fingers. They're favored by 1.5 tomorrow, being at home. And ESPN, but on the flip side, ESPN gives Bama a 63% chance to win. And I'm kind of more leaning towards that ESPN favor because I just think, I don't know if Florida's going to be able to hold Alabama to 25% from three again. Now, Florida did force Alabama into shooting some tough threes, and they've definitely played a part in Bama shooting so poorly, but I just don't see Bama shooting so poorly again. And I feel like Florida had their opportunity to beat Bama this year. I think, even though we all know how hard it is to win on the road in college basketball this season, I think Bama's going to be able to pull it out. I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think it's going to be a similar type game. It's going to go down to the wire, but I do think in the end, Bama's going to shoot the ball better, and they're going to beat Florida, which would be another impressive road win for Bama. And, you know, they'll just keep stacking quad one wins. I can't remember the exact number, but they have quite a bit of quad one wins now. All right, so the next one, we got Purdue at Illinois. It's a huge Big Ten battle. This is a battle between the second best offense and third best offense in the country, according to Ken Palm. So this is one of those games that, it might get to 100. It might be kind of like that Bama-Kentucky game we saw the other day. So this could be a really good game. One that I'm super excited for, as an Illinois fan. So it's going to be a good one. It's similar to the Alabama-Florida game. They're giving 1.5 points to Illinois, being that it's a home game. And then it's also ESPN favors Purdue in this one. But what's interesting about this one, we didn't get to see these teams at full strength last time because Terrence Shannon Jr. was still suspended. But now, he's been back in the lineup for a while now, and Illinois has been really rolling, especially offensively. Illinois has been, I think they've scored 80-plus points in 9 straight games now, which is really impressive. Purdue is still rolling, but Purdue hasn't played one of the high-tier Big Ten teams in a minute now. Now, they did beat Michigan State, who's a middle-of-the-pack Big Ten team over the weekend, and that was a good win. But they haven't played any like the upper-level Big Ten teams in a while now, and they're actually 1-4 in their last 5 against the spread. So now so with all this, all these different facts, it just leads me to believe that I think Illinois is actually going to be able to get this done at home. Illinois doesn't have a crazy amount of quad one wins this year. I think they have 3 or 4 now. 4 now. Now they beat Wisconsin. But I think this is a great opportunity for Illinois. If Illinois is going to beat Purdue, I think things are in line for them to do it. I think this is the time. I think Illinois, Terrence Shannon Jr. back, it's going to be enough for Illinois to get over the hump. And because they had a chance to beat Purdue there without him, and then with him, pushing the ball in transition, maybe getting some of the guards of Purdue into foul trouble. Maybe Edey gets into foul trouble. I just think it's a real good chance for Illinois to get this win. Even Edey is good about staying out of foul trouble, but Shannon, the way he pushes in transition is just, it's hard for anyone not to foul him. So I think it's going to be a good game, though. It's going to be another good one. I think both these first 2 games we've talked about have the potential to be classics tomorrow. All right, now we got the Sunflower Showdown. We got Kansas State at Kansas. This is always a fun game, typically close. Kansas is not playing very good basketball right now, coming off back-to-back losses. And a surprising loss at home to BYU. This is, Kansas, we all know they don't hardly ever lose at home. BYU finds a way, gets it done last week, and then they end up losing on the road to Baylor, which no shame in losing to Baylor on the road. That's a good team. But I definitely think Kansas is bouncing back this game. This is going to be a Kansas bounce-back game. I just don't see Kansas doing 3 straight losses. I think they're going to play really good. Bill Self teams hardly ever have losing streaks of more than 2. Like, it's rare that they even lose back-to-back, but I definitely don't see them losing 3 in a row. I think Hunter Dickinson is going to feast tomorrow. I think they're going to look his way. more than ever. I think he's going to put up like a 25-10 type game tomorrow. I think that's what we're going to see. Because Kansas State's bigs, they don't have very much depth. The front court is very isn't great. Will McNair, he's not very good. Gason's not a bad player, but there's just not much depth there in the front court. I think it's going to be a big game for Dickinson. And I think, even though it's a big spread tomorrow at 10.5, I just think Kansas is going to cover that. I think we're going to see a bounce back win. I just don't see Kansas State coming in at Allen Fieldhouse tomorrow and really keeping it too close. I think we're going to see like a 15-point win. Because I don't know, Tyler Perry has not been the guy that I was thinking he was going to be. He's been better recently, but he's still not been the guy that we were expecting. So with all that said, Kansas is going to get it done tomorrow. They're going to play better. And now to wrap up, we have another Mountain West game. I usually like to add a Mountain West game last. This one's tipping at 10 Eastern. And this one's a little bit tough. I like this game. I think it's gonna be a good game. It's tough. It was tough for to judge who's gonna win just because Keenan Blackshear's availability is unknown still. And so with Keenan Blackshear, I think this is gonna be a much closer game, obviously, because he's a 15-5-5 guy. But without him, and I think it's leaning like he's not going to play tomorrow. And given how good Boise State is at home, I just don't really see them dropping this game to Nevada at home. Boise State hardly ever loses games at home. The way they play defense, I think they're going to make it hard on Jared Lucas. I don't think we're going to see a big Jared Lucas game tomorrow. He'll get his points, especially if Blackshear's not playing. But I just think Boise State's going to play very good tomorrow. So I got two different things here. If Keenan doesn't play, I'd say go Boise State to win by 6 or more. And if he does play, I say play it safe, go Boise State money line. I think with or without him, there's still a great shot Boise State wins. And so that's what I got today. Tons of good games tomorrow. There was actually several more I could have chose from. Cincy, Oklahoma. There was several games I could have, but this is the 4 I picked to try to bounce around the different conferences and pick some of the biggest games, biggest rivalry games. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.